You guys are watching the Cam Rogers Show presented by FanDuel. I am Cam Rogers. Hit me up on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99. Just a reminder, you can play in this week's U.S. Open. Sign up today at FanDuel.com/chatsports and receive free entries and a bonus on your first deposit for immediate play. All right, let's get into the latest NFL headlines now. And, well, you probably heard this already. Rob Gronkowski is not getting traded. For anybody who actually thinks that's a possibility, it is not going to happen. So the theory out there is that somebody within the Patriots organization leaked this to test the leakers, if you will, and to see how the story would actually go about within the media. One of our insiders, Harris Rubenstein, posed that theory. I'll give him credit. That's not my theory. But for anybody out there who actually thought Gronk was going to be traded, like now, it's not happening. If he were to get traded, it would have happened a couple of months ago when the guy was still mulling retirement and Bill Belichick was getting angry. That's when it would have made sense, not now. So with that, do you consider the Patriots Super Bowl 53 favorites? Let me know in this reaction poll here. Give me a heart for yes, a laughing face for no. Let's talk some Dez, huh? Is he going to the Tennessee Titans? Well, tight end Delanie Walker, who, by the way, recently said that he's the best tight end in the NFL, Rob Gronkowski is still playing, by the way, thinks that Dez Bryant would be a nice piece to the Tennessee Titans roster, saying, quote, "I would gladly welcome him with open arms." And the Dez Bryant sweepstakes has been one of the more intriguing storylines so far in this NFL offseason as we take a look at some of the top teams that I have on my list. Looks a little different now. I've actually got Seattle out of there because I think there are some other teams that have bigger needs at wide receiver after Seattle signed Brandon Marshall. So I've got New England still at 1. The Patriots have to sign this guy. I think it makes a lot of sense, especially with the Julian Edelman suspension, 4-game suspension, by the way. You got the Colts there at number 2, ton of salary cap space, major need at wide receiver. Andrew Luck to Dez Bryant in the red zone, yes please. We've got the Jets there at number 3. Got a couple of good players there, and Robbie Anderson, Quincy Enunwa, I like them, but Dez could certainly help the development of Sam Darnold. And then the Houston Texans there at 4. Dez can stay in the state of Texas, which would be nice for him. And then Arizona at 5. Their number 2 wide receiver is very much up in the air. Could be Bryce Butler, J.J. Nelson, Christian Kirk. Those are the names you're dealing with outside of Larry Fitzgerald for the Arizona Cardinals. All right, let's get to the next headline here, and it's today's top story across the NFL. Earl Thomas skipping minicamp. He tweeted he won't be at mandatory minicamp, and this is somewhat surprising and actually contradictory to what GM John Schneider said before the draft, that Thomas would not hold out. So he said, quote, "I will not be attending the upcoming minicamp or any team activities until my contract situation is resolved." Thomas said he will continue to work out and improve, but believes he's earned the right to have this taken care of quickly. And look, I understand this. I understand his perspective. He's entering the final year of his $40 million contract to make $8.5 million. Is Earl Thomas worth $8.5 million? No, he's worth more than that. And this guy also wants security, which I totally understand. Let's say Earl Thomas tears his ACL in week 1. Then what happens to his contract in 2019? So, like, I totally get that perspective. And I also challenge the Seattle Seahawks to figure this out. John Schneider has to have a dialogue at some point. And I don't know if/when it's going to happen this offseason, but if he pushes the can down the road, if you will, into 2019, Earl Thomas is going to be done with this franchise, especially if Seattle absolutely stinks up the joint in 2018. All right, so that's my worry about Earl Thomas there. All right, so that's one big-time headline across the NFL. And, of course, the NFL preseason is right around the corner, and nothing makes the NFL more exciting than playing FanDuel. I've played FanDuel for several seasons now. Our own Mitchell Renz lives on FanDuel each football season. And if you haven't played yet, now is the time to sign up, get familiar, play for free on the Friends Mode game or on a beginners-only contest. We don't haze rookies at FanDuel either. That's the beauty of it. Get started today. Download the app or play online. FanDuel.com/chatsports is the way to go. It is the Cam Rogers Show, presented by FanDuel. Next up in the NFL headlines here, we've got Khalil Mack. Is he going to skip minicamp? So skipping mandatory minicamp comes with a fine. This is not like OTAs, which are voluntary. He's set to make $13.85 million. The mandatory minicamp fine, if you will cost him $100,000, so not exactly a dent in the old contract there. Now, he has already skipped some offseason workouts, so for the Oakland Raiders, they need Khalil Mack on that front line. They just do. He is one of the best edge rushers in the NFL, if not the best. So I challenge the Seattle Seahawks to figure it out. I'm going to challenge the Oakland Raiders to figure it out as well. Sign this guy. Pay this guy. He deserves it. All right, so Khalil Mack, we'll see if he does indeed skip mandatory minicamp, but it's something to ponder out there.